Module 9's homework. So for our homework for Module 9, we have our chapter questions. The next thing we have is a reimbursement rate activity spreadsheet. It says you work for Silver Springs Medical Center as a revenue cycle coordinator. You've been asked by the Chief Financial Officer to calculate the reimbursement rate for the inpatient claims, outpatient claims, emergency department claims for January 20XX. This data will be presented at the next Board of Directors meeting. Use the attached file to calculate the reimbursement rate. The desired reimbursement rate is 45% or higher for each type of patient claim. Did the hospital meet their desired threshold for each claim type? If not, identify 2 actions that could be taken to improve the reimbursement rate. Actions are to be placed at the bottom of the completed spreadsheet and submitted there. Okay, so let's look at our sheet here. So we have 3 tabs: inpatient, outpatient, and the emergency department. So in order to do our calculations, I'm going to come right here and I'm going to put in that this reimbursement rate is equal to the amount that's reimbursed divided by the amount that is charged, and then multiply by 100. Okay, so that's how we come up with our reimbursement rate. So let's look at this first one here. So the amount that was reimbursed, and I'm just going to come here, I'm going to put 2512.20, and we're going to divide that by 6354.58. And that equals, so let me grab my calculator, 2512.20 divided by 6354.58. So that comes out to 0.395333691. Now I'm going to multiply that number by 100. And that gives me 39.5%. So my reimbursement rate here, I would put 39.5%. And then I'm going to do that for the entire thing. Now, if you wanted to, you could come in and put formulas any way you wanted to do this. Here's your formula. If you want to build formulas, and then you're going to have a total amount. So what you can do is you can then do the same thing with your total amount down here, or you can look and see if whenever you get to the bottom, remember, I'm going to close this just a minute. The desired reimbursement rate is 45% or higher for each patient claim. So for each claim, you have to look and see whether or not. Then we need to come back and we need to say, did the hospital meet that threshold? Our next homework assignment, and then let's go back here. Let me open this back up. So you're going to total all of these, then you do all of these, and then you do all of these. And if you see that one area is on track and another isn't, then that's where you make your choices. And you can put your answers on there, save it, and then download. right, our next homework is healthcare revenue cycle. Creating diagrams, use SmartArt in Word or another software program to demonstrate the revenue cycle for healthcare. You're going to do one for inpatient and one for outpatient, and yes, they are different. Do your research. Where does it all start? Where does it end? Discuss briefly what happens in each step along the way. So these are our previous chapters where we learned about the front end, the mid end, and the back end. So you're going to go back. It's not in this section that we're talking about now. This is kind of a wrap up from all of the previous chapters about our healthcare revenue. You do have to use SmartArt in Word, and you will need to update too. And they need to be one file, so one file for both. That's that one. Our next homework is a RAC activity. It says read the textbook. So chapter 13 talks about our RAC. And then the articles that are here, we have RACs and Medicare, the appeal process, contractors, the quarterly RAC, recovery audit. So you've completed your RHIT program and successfully passed your RHIT. You've recently been hired at Wiregrass Georgia Medical Center. So we have 4 things. This all needs to be in one document whenever you submit it. The center is having difficulty in completing appeals in the RAC process correctly. They appear to be missing deadlines or do not understand the process. Your new supervisor has asked you to create a flow chart with the stages, deadline, and a brief description of what happens in each appeal step. Complete this task using Shapes or SmartArt in Word. You may use any software you desire as long as I can open that document. The second thing is your facility needs to know more about the contractor with which you work. Please read the contractor information, list who it is for our region, and then some of the topics that the RACs review. You can find that in the scroll down on the page, and that would be here. Number 3, review the quarterly reports document. Use the June 2nd, 2016. So that's here. Review the report and discuss the big issue for our region. Then create a graph that shows the 4 regions. How does our region compare with the other regions? And then number 4, did you know you could work for RAC upon graduation after you become a certified coder? Would you like to do this review type of work, and why or why not? So you can use the information in chapter 13. You can also use the information here. Some of it does direct you straight to it. And that needs to be in one document. You can number it 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then download one document. So that is the homework for Module 9.